show up how God told me to show up, it's changed my life. I'm telling you guys, it changed my family life. All right, guys, in this video, I'm going to share with you a few ways content creation has completely changed my life. And I don't know about y'all, in the last 90 days, it's been pretty insane when it comes, like, it literally is a mindset thing. When you think about content creation, you have to look at it before you do anything, before you go anywhere, before you even turn and hit play. It's a mentality thing. It's all really mental. The other thing I would think, so like, you have to come from a place of perspective and staying grounded in the content you're making. I find great joy in doing the content I do because I know that it's for the greater good of people that are across from me. And when you change your perspective and make the content not about you, that's when you begin to see the purpose around the things that you actually do. So I want to tell you today, if you're looking to be a content creation, specifically even a Christian content creation, someone who is supposed to be living one to glorify God and also love and call people into a greater purpose, I want to tell you to start before you're even ready. When I realized that I needed to start before I was ready, it changed everything. When I understood that confidence comes from not just pressing play, but from having the right perspective. Like, it's super important that you understand it's not about just preparing, but it's about being in a place where you're positioned in your mind and heart mentally that the video that you're about to do isn't just for you. It's about for the people that are going to press play and watch the video. And another thing that I want to share with you guys, your first 100 videos are probably going to be not perfect at all. I know I've done a ton of videos, not specifically just on YouTube. My claim to fame isn't necessarily YouTube in and of itself, because I'm not the greatest sort of content creator, as you can see. Like, I stumble through the process, but one thing I do, I stay genuine, I stay real, and I show up ready to serve. And I think someone out there, you think you got to be perfect and have it all together. No, just be authentic. Be who you are, who you've been called to be. And I think that's what's going to be amazing. Make the next video. Before you try to do 100 videos, start with video number 1. Then jump to number 2. Then jump to number 3. Become a video making machine, but do it in such a way where you're staying true and in your lane, and that you're showing up every single day. One of the biggest proof of in models that I follow is, like, look at the people who's already crushing it. Look at the influencers that are doing the vlogs. If you want to be a vlogger doing daily vlogs, look, I spent days just watching different people and coming across people like, I'm totally in this guy's lane. Like, I love the work that he's doing, and I start watching more of his videos, because he has great perspective on some of the things I really enjoy. And then I'm like, this dude is really just being himself. He's just going with the flow and having a good day while he's giving insight, wisdom that he's learned over X amount of years. And I thought that was invaluable. But I'll share with you that vlogger here a little bit later in the video, one of my favorite vloggers. The next thing I will say is talk to one person, not the algorithm. A lot of times we try to look at the topic, we try to find something online, that we specifically feel perfectly in. Don't put yourself in a box, right? Talk to the person that you wish to impact, the person that was you 5, 10, 15 years ago. Talk to that individual. If you can change one life, that in and of itself will prove that you have the understanding of the profile you need to reach to grow an actual audience. Because if you can reach one person, you can reach many. And that's the coolest thing. That's how God has created such a big groups and crowds of people, but there's a specific person, a specific profile that he's going to put you in front of to reach. There's going to be lookalike style audiences that look just like that individual, and it will just expand and grow. And you're coming and speaking to somebody who has been able to grow, not only a business and a company and still scaling that, but I've also been able to grow my personal brand and platforms. I got over 100,000 followers on LinkedIn, 1.5 million on TikTok, and across Instagram over 600,000 with 2 collective social media channels. And then on Facebook in and of itself, I have around 300 and something thousand followers, a total of about 2.5 million followers. And that's just my personal brand. And then our collective audience is about 400 million with the different faceless channels that we have. If you want to ever connect about what it looks like to help grow some of your other channels outside of YouTube, reach out to me personally. There should be a link to book a call inside of the bio or inside of my caption below. So I want to also tell you this, guys: consistency beats talent. When you show up every single day and you're disciplined to really show up, listen, that will take you to another level. Because most people, they can show up, do a piece of content, but you won't see them again for 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks later. But if you can show up and show up consistently with discipline and joy every single day, it will take you to a whole nother level in your creation process. And I think another thing is when we understand it's not just about winning, it's about joyfully coming to this place where we have the humility to say, whoa, like, even if I don't necessarily quote unquote win, even if I don't quote unquote show up and do what's obvious, today, as long as I'm stepping into something with the mentality like I want to help someone, that is the win. It's not about how many posts you were able to get up today. It's not about how many people you were able to impact, what reach you had today, but it's about, was I willing to show up and do what I'm called to do? That is what you should be introspectively asking yourself, that critical question. Am I trying to reach the one? And that's what I'm going to lay down and throw down at you today. What does that actually look like? You can do this. I promise you can do it. If I can do this, being a guy who used to run around, act a fool, raising hell, taking people there with me, I was a wild guy who was always into mess, into trouble. And I also was very selfish. And I'm like, only God can free me from that, to live a life of service and gratitude and humility, to live authentically who He called me out to be, in order to encourage and equip and to really grow other people up. And that's my mission. That's my life's joy today. And that's why I dedicate this video to whoever's out there wanting to start that first 90-day journey to make an impact on their YouTube and also different social media channels. The next thing I will say for you is your phone is enough. Like, literally, you don't need the latest and the greatest tech products. I'm shooting with a GoPro right now. There is a lot of different DG products, and I have a mic that you can hear from right now that I'm rocking out right now. But you don't need perfection. You don't need the greatest cameras, the greatest lights, the greatest studio. Listen, start where you are. Start where you are today, right? And document more than you actually create. Document the journey. And you don't necessarily have to think, oh man, I gotta create this perfect scenic view with this great background, and I have to articulate this in a specific way. No, just document your life. Take people on the journey with you, and then somehow, some way, you can use all the things that you've been able to do and experience and bring it together into an artistic sort of video that can really connect with the people across from you in the screen. And that's the real journey right there. Not just polished, perfect moments, but it's about inviting people into your real authentic journey. And I just bought this house not too long ago, and I'm super thankful to God. As you can see, we have a property here in Florida, right here on the lake, and none of this stuff would have happened if I didn't press play. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have shown up every single day consistently over time when I got out the military, to really do what I felt like I was called to do. The next thing I would say is learn to tell stories. Stories are the thing that really connects us all, right? It's what helps us to relate to others, to meet them where they are, and for people to meet us right where we are. It is the thread that holds us together as a people. People remember stories far more than information. A lot of people have great YouTube channels, and they build them and build them and build them and build them day in and day out, trying to grow their channels, but they get caught up on educating people that they're not spending time to entertain people. Some of the greatest channels are channels that don't even just bring education, but they bring entertainment. They call it edutainment channels, which are super powerful in this day and age because it really helps connect with people and tell stories rather than just give and blur out information and stats. It's both of those connected. That's when things become powerful. So I just want to throw that out there for you. And don't chase virality. One thing I always used to do when I started my TikTok, my Facebook, my Instagram, and I was gracefully able to grow them to very big sizes. But one thing I was always doing is just looking for the moment, chasing the moment of the next viral clip. And it would happen over and over again. But the thing is, what is built off virality doesn't necessarily stick for longevity. Longevity comes when you grow your roots deep, you show up consistently every single day, and you build trust. Trust is more powerful than being viral. Trust builds a business. Trust builds community, true, genuine community, right? And virality comes and goes. It's just like, the different seasons, they change every single year. Like, it's here, it's great in the moment, but it's gone. And then you have to wait for it to come around again, right? Just like that snowstorms that comes, especially when you live up north where I used to live. We used to love waiting for around Christmas season, and we would chase these moments of being out sledding and, going through the different places that were near our home that offered these scenic views of just nothing but snow and splendor, drinking a hot coffee and just enjoying storytelling right beneath the fire. But the thing is, if I come back 3 months from now, listen, all of it is gone until the next time it comes around. It's the same way in your content creation process. You can shoot for the stars and become a trendy sort of content creator, but what happens when people aren't interested in that thing that you're doing, right? You got to move away from that. You can't build your house on a foundation that isn't strong. So build your content on something that will last. Chase trust, chase genuine, life felt vlog content. That's why I think vlog content does so well, because literally you do it on the go, authentic, real, and really to the point. So the next thing I would say is create from conviction, not from comparison. Don't just go I told you earlier, I would go on YouTube and I would watch these different creators create in their different processes, and I thought it would just have to be mine at different points. I have to create from what they do and duplicate something. No, we're not called to be duplicates. We're unique, we're distinctly different than the person that we're looking across from. There's two things that I learned. One, God created me not to be like someone else, right? He made me so much different. There's a duality to your destiny. One is to become less and less like anybody God has ever created. Less and less like than anybody God has ever created. Number two is to become more and more like Jesus. That's the second part of your destiny, become more and more like Jesus. So we want to not compare ourselves to others, but how do we mount up parallel or with Christ? How are we comparing ourselves to Christ? Your voice is your greatest competitive advantage. It's very unique, it's different, but yet it's in unison with what God has called you to do. Amen. The last thing is keep Jesus at the center. If your platform grows but your soul is shrinking, how good is it? What does it profit a man to gain 1 million followers on YouTube but yet lose his soul? What does it profit a man to get that next brand deal but yet lose his soul? Listen, we're not in it to win it for our selfish gain. We're in it to lay our life down in order to be obedient to Christ, that his name may be glorified and people may come to know him. And that's why I speak to the Christian creators out there. But this video is for anyone who is just trying to be real, be faithful, and experience a real life change through the work that you're doing. Joy and discipline are two of my greatest assets that I can bring to any team, that I bring to my marriage, that I bring to my family, that I bring for the people of God. And I want to tell you, as I get ready to close out this video, 90 days ago I made a decision to stop overthinking and start documented. And I'm gonna sit down for this one. One, because it's getting hot out here in Florida. Ooh, it's hot. But number two is that, what I've discovered is that content opens doors to partnerships I never expected. Being able to work with two of these amazing different pro athletes and being able to run a portfolio of different digital assets that are reaching millions of people. None of this would have happened if I didn't open my mouth up after pressing play and say what God told me to say, show up how God told me to show up. It's changed my life. I'm telling you guys, it changed my family life. Even in the past 90 days since I left Medellin, Colombia, I got back in the United States and I started going all out on content creation. It's just been such a blessing, guys. And I want to tell you, it not only did that and help me connect to resources like people, but I've been able to grow an income streams, revenue. And I will tell you that I'm not going to declare how much I make a month. However, the companies that I'm able to influence has been in the millions of dollars in different deals and distribution impact. And I'm telling you, like, God is doing something super special through digital and content, and you just need the right people around you, and you need to say yes to the call to become a creator that is building something for the name of Jesus, but also understand that there's a founder flywheel. There's an opportunity to build something that's special, that's not about you, but it's for others, but God is using you to make that impact while you serve others. So another thing I will say, it also connected me with thousands of people that I've never met in person, but when they come up to me and they meet me at different conferences, meetings, retreats, even in the streets, it's like they know me. And I think it's really cool to just know the type of impact and the trust that is being built simultaneously while you say yes and press play, and the foundation of relationships starting from that point when you meet them in person. And the next thing I would also say, it also generates leads while you sleep, right? You ever heard someone say you're really in your sweet spot when you're making money when you go to sleep? While you're sleeping, you're making money. You're no longer punching in the hour clock to make dollars hourly. But no, while you're sleeping, your social media channels become a digital asset, which gives you returns on your investments of saying yes and pressing play. So that's another big thing. It also helped me build systems around my business and set up phone calls to bring up one-off opportunities, which is okay, but I don't like one-off opportunities. I like partnerships that go long-term, that are built around systems that are sustainable and that not only bring impact into our lives, me and my partner, whoever I'm working with, but also it brings us sustainable income to be generous and make impact in other people's lives, which I'm all about. It also reminds me that consistency compounds. Every time you're consistent, every single day, there's more things that come out of that consistency that is extremely profound for the things that you don't quite see, right? One step in the right direction can be one of the smallest steps in the right direction, can be the biggest step that you make in your life. You just gotta be sensitive to where God is calling you, where He's telling you to go that direction, say yes. And here goes my son, Ama, while we're out here vlogging. Say hello, Ama. Hola. Eso. And then another thing, and most importantly, it gave me another way to point people to Jesus. When you're doing business, when you're really stewarding a platform, it gives you an opportunity to share Jesus to people you never thought you would cross. People think that content creation is about going viral again. It's not about that. It isn't. It's about building trust with people, building relationships that are authentic, that you can purposefully walk in. God bless you. One video, one post, one conversation, one life change at a time. That's what it's all about, guys. And I hope this really encouraged you, and I look forward to hearing more. from you in the comments real quick. If you haven't yet, share where you're from. What is one thing that is stopping you or has stopped you from starting that YouTube channel? In 90 days from now, last thing, the third thing, 90 days from now, what do you hope to happen? I believe in you. I want to see you win. And only thing that you need to understand is winning isn't about how many views you get. Winning isn't about how many videos you can post in a given month. Listen, winning is about knowing, loving, and trusting Jesus as your Lord and Savior, because you don't work for or towards victory. You work from victory, in victory, when you know and love Him. God bless you. Keep staying faithful, stay consistent, work with joy and discipline. Let's go.